This season's real drama hides in 2 dusty footnotes of economic history and 2 sleek lines of code, and it's about to reach into the story you tell yourself about work, worth, and freedom. Before we dig, hit pause for a coffee recharge. Let that aroma steep because the numbers ahead aren't decaf. Rewind to 1930 when John Maynard Keynes sketched a 15-hour week for our grandchildren, and to the last 5 years when foundation models leapt from parlor tricks to profit centers. Keynes guessed technology would shower us with time. The machines arrived on schedule. The time dividend, not so much. Now, automation, AI, and robotics don't just assist us. They quietly redraw the boundary between human effort and machine output. Here's the part that should jolt any coffee-fueled listener hearts. The next productivity wave isn't aiming at your job title. It's aiming at the link between income and hours worked. That sounds like liberation, right? Ordinary people meeting extraordinary abundance. But the same story that unlocks freedom also smuggles in 3 booby traps: the measurement mirage, the distribution drag, and the dignity gap. Miss those footnotes, and your post-labor upgrade morphs into a spreadsheet with a soul missing. Work, supposedly the oxygen of identity, turns out to be more illusion than safety net when metrics replace meaning. Leaders love dashboards. Citizens get scored. Companies time slice your day into KPIs. Still, the futurists swear they can graft a heartbeat onto a ledger by reskilling stipends that pretend a 12-week course equals a decade of tacit craft, creator economy payouts that funnel millions of hopefuls through a bottleneck of a few thousand winners, and well-being scores that reduce purpose to a daily emoji. Imagine tuning a Stradivarius with a wrench. Doable, but the note rings false. When institutions chase the metric, the human story gets marked to model. Cost, more than market chaos, drives the undertow. If the spoils of automation pool where capital lives, household stability thins. A basic truth of compounding: who receives the marginal dollar matters. Shift 1 point of national income from wages to returns on capital and watch the long arc bend. Without new bridges, dividends to citizens, broad ownership, tax shifts, abundance can widen gaps faster than it closes them. Rough numbers on a scratch sheet trade a 40-hour week for 32. That's plus 8 hours of life every week. 8 times 52 equals 416 hours a year. Over 40 years, that's 16,640 hours, about 8.32 working years at a 2,000-hour baseline. Time is the only currency that never devalues. The question isn't whether technology can mint it. It's who actually gets it and what they can afford to do with it. Quarterly charts blow a soothing mist over real risk, delaying the hit but never dodging it. Productivity lines glide up and to the right. Household volatility, gig hours, contract gaps, algorithmic deranking jerks like a seismograph. The graph looks tranquil. Lives still shake. Behavioral researchers have a term for it: false calm bias. People overcommit because the chart looks smooth. Enjoying this contrarian deep dive? Hit follow and ring the bell so Marathon Macro guards your coffee and your nest egg one stride ahead of the herd. Now back to the numbers. Stewards of the social contract now tread a live minefield. One careless rollout and backlash swarms. Policymakers, benefit committees, and boardrooms are promising flexibility and choice. One ragged incentive schedule or rosy forecast, and class action sharks circle. Remember the wave of compensation misclassification suits? Same script, bigger stakes. Early movers in shorter week pilots and AI-augmented workplaces are already finding the edges. Efficiency pops on paper. Burnout, loneliness, and identity drift show up in exit interviews. channel trillions into code, chips, and data monopolies, and watch bargaining power float higher while entry points for newcomers dry up. When capital stampedes into automation platforms, sticker tags balloon, and tomorrow's gains compress. Idle dry powder sits in moonshot funds. Valuations stretch, and the fabled automation premium can vanish mid-flight. Meanwhile, young firms linger private longer. Indexes age. Everyday investors outside these walled gardens cling to yesterday's champions, while tomorrow's category killers hide behind NDAs. History keeps scribbling warnings in red ink. 1811 Luddites, 1930 Keynes 15-hour week, 1990 offshoring, 2020's algorithmic management. 1811 to 1816, craftsmen smashed frames, not because they hated tech, but because power set the terms. 1930, a visionary promised leisure. Institutions never delivered the bridge. 90s to 2000s, supply chains chase low-cost labor. Towns hollowed out. 2000s, ratings, rankings, and recommendation engines manage workers by dashboard. Humans optimize like ad inventory. Behavioral quirk incoming. Delayed pain feels like victory, so communities overcommit right before the markdown hits. Picture 2028. Headlines: 4-day week wins. Your company's pilot shows output steady, stress down. Feels like victory until the next quarter when the unpriced costs surface. Managers still scheduling 5-day expectations, customer demand bunching, and hidden weekend work creeping in. Pain delayed breeds false bravado. Organizations scale the model just before culture and process catch up. Sure, the Nordics and Estonia make it look easy, but they wield universal digital rails and in-house civic engineers. Estonia's public stack automates the boring stuff, so citizens don't waste life in lines. Nordic pilots shortened hours with no income loss and real guardrails around staffing, childcare, and health. Governance capacity is the quiet moat. Average firm, 330 employees, a committee that meets quarterly over turkey wraps, 0 process engineers. Scale matters. Governance matters more. If you're staying in the game, keep these 6 rules taped to your laptop lid. If you're getting ready for the AI after, run this 6-move game plan. First, build a 3-lane skill stack. 1 machine-facing skill, prompting, automation design, data cleanup. 1 human skill, storytelling, mediation, care. 1 civic skill, budget literacy, local board basics. Work in 90-day sprints and ship-proof. No resumes, show receipts. Second, lock down your devices and data. Use passkeys, encrypt backups, keep a personal knowledge base. Learn how to export your files and settings on day 1, not day done. If a black box can mute your reach, you need a light switch. Third, weave a real-world network. Join or start a mutual aid chat, a co-op, a makerspace, or a civic circle. Aim for 3 humans you can call at 2 a.m. In a crunch, networks beat resumes. Fourth, keep an analog backup. Pick 1 hands-on skill machines won't rush to take. Home repair, batch cooking, elder care triage, garden to table, and drill it every quarter. When systems hiccup, skill beats subscription. Finally, draw a line around metrics. Choose 1 zone of life that stays dashboard-free, a weekly lab hour, an analog Sabbath. Everywhere else, track what matters. Sleep, deep work, recovery, not what flatters. Quick history beat to anchor the mindset. 1811. Craft workers broke frames not out of fear of tools, but because others set the terms. 1930. Keynes forecast leisure. The machines arrived, the bridge to shared time didn't. 2020. Workflows bent in a week. Now bend schooling, care, and civic habits with the same intent. Quick reality check. Theory is cheap, hours are gold. Let's zoom in on one place that rebuilt the rails so residents get time back. Estonia. Data is shared once only, and agencies reuse it behind the scenes. A civic data layer, X-Road, links ministries, clinics, and banks, so forms turn into logins. Every record touch leaves a visible log. You can see who looked and why. That's trust at the speed of a click. Result: services run around the clock, lines vanish, and evenings return. That's automation with citizens, not to them. A real-time dividend. Hold that image, because the minute this hits markets, without those guardrails, the story bends. Main Street meets Machine Street when automation leaves the server room. Platforms roll up newsrooms, clinics, and storefronts. When efficiency cuts land, the same neighborhoods take the hit twice. Services thin out, and retirement accounts absorb the markdown through index funds and target date sleeves. Citizens become users and bag holders, often without seeing the conflict. Demand sunlight: who owns the rails, who takes the spread, who carries the risk. Transparency isn't virtue signaling, it's self-defense. Citizens become users and bag holders, often without seeing the conflict. Demand sunlight: who owns the rails, who takes the spread, who carries the risk. Transparency isn't virtue signaling, it's self-defense. So what is post-labor economics? Plainly, a paradigm where technology reduces the need for human labor so much that income and meaning cannot rely on a 40-hour trade of hours for money. Jobs become optional. Contribution becomes broader: care, craft, civics, creation. And the system must decouple survival from a punch clock, without turning people into pets of algorithms. And if you're after straight up, no fluff breakdowns, hit subscribe and ring the bell, because when the rules shift, the real gains go to those paying attention. Remember, context beats clickbait every time. History rhymes, power rebrands, stay inquisitive.